All right. Welcome back. Episode 12, Paper and Plastic. Thank you guys for joining us. Uh, I'm one of your hosts, Sloth, Poppin' Sloth on Instagram, and we've got my good friend here, Dr. Plagus. And it's another Tuesday night, so we're going to be talking about comics and plastic, some toys and everything else in between.
Yeah.
Uh, if you're watching for the first time, welcome. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and tune in live. We're live every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. So this is where the party's at every Tuesday, um, and we're just going to get right into it. We were talking a little bit before the show about you were reading some back issues. And I think this is kind of an interesting thing to go right off the top because people sometimes don't know what to read. They can't keep up with the modern stuff, but you had a nice, interesting point here.
Yeah, definitely. Um, we got this new shop in town with just incredible dollar bins, and so I've just been finding like complete runs of series. One of the ones I was talking about was Hickman's Infinity here. Uh Found all six issues for $1 a piece pretty much. And it's like one of those books that you'll probably commonly, see in dollar bins.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm jumping into it, and it's a really great read. Um, it involves the Illuminati and Thanos and his Dark Order. As a matter of fact, I think this is the first appearance of Thanos' Dark Order, which is pretty cool. It dives more into those characters that we saw in the movies and uh, really interesting, powerful characters. Really dark, which I love. Hey, Eric, thanks for stopping by. But yeah, it just brings me to a lot of these series like this. A couple that come to mind is War of the Realms, which I really enjoyed. Super, super violent. And another one is Fear Itself, which is a great one. More series that just, you know, I see getting overlooked in dollar bins and constantly feel the need to save. One that's like really stocked here at our new shop is X-Men Deadly Genesis, which is the first appearance of Vulcan and also has the death of Banshee in it.
Hmm.
Great series. And I'm just like, I already own the whole series with the variant covers, but I've doubled up on that or
Hmm.
tripled up on that actually. I've bought in two full runs of that. I think I even have a run or two in my for sale bins. So I'm like 4 or 5 complete series of that, which I'm just like, people are sleeping. Hey Mark, Mark's I don't know if Mark's sleeping on Deadly Genesis, but uh yeah, you need to get down to Orin's and stock up on Deadly Genesis. But
I even
yeah.
found Secret Empire. I think
Oh
the
yeah.
full run for a dollar, a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Dollar a
That's
piece.
another one.
Um, you might be able to find Age of Ultron, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, you can. I've seen Secret Empire though, like
Oh
the
yeah.
Hickman. I've seen
Yeah.
that one for a
Yeah,
dollar.
Secret Empire. Gosh,
Sorry,
what's another one?
Secret Wars. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Did I say Secret Wars? Did I say Secret Empire?
Secret Empire.
I meant both. I've seen both of them in the dollar
Oh
bins.
yeah,
Yeah.
Secret Wars. Yeah, you can find a little bit of those. Hey Zim. Um, yeah, just if anything, for $1 a piece, get these series, man. Give them a read. Give these back issues a home. It's yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just I love it. I mean, especially when you could put together, even if you get close, like 4 out of 6 issues, or 8 out of 10 or whatever. It's like all you got to do is hunt down those last few, and you're solid. But yeah. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I have Infinity, but I think I have a blank cover, like a blank.
Oh,
So maybe that's one I should bring in and get some kind of cool Black Order inspired artwork done on that one.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Speaking of back issues, I went out to my local flea market and I picked up a couple back issues of just a couple out of the first 10 of Spawn that I haven't had in my collection yet.
Oh, nice.
So I got issue
Little
3,
birthday haul.
yeah, well, issues 3, 6, 7, and actually number 37 as well.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, it was my birthday over the weekend, yesterday, I guess.
Yeah.
So I treated myself real good, uh,
As you should.
as I should. Spawn the Impaler, issue 1. There you go.
Yeah.
Kind of like a cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and then we kind of get into some of the weird Marvel fanfare number 7 or something, number 6.
Oh, yeah.
Just a kind of creepy looking Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, trippy looking 90s cover. Uh, this was kind of a fun one. Iron Fist, the Living Weapon, and it's signed
Oh, wow.
by the artist and writer Kara Andrews.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that got a few things by her or them. I'm not sure who it's. I don't know if that's a guy or girl, to be honest. I had to pick up another crossover, number 1. This is a special, limited to 500 issues or 500, whatever they are, 500 copies or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun though. It's got like, I think you can kind of see there's like Spawn, The Walking Dead, it's Savage Dragon, and God's County. Yeah, God's Country County. I can't remember what it's called. It's
Yeah.
got
That's crazy.
little images in there. And I got that all from our giveaway sponsor, our good friend Angie. She gave me this one here, this Momoko, for free
Oh,
for my
man.
birthday. Little Vampirella.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
nice enough to hook me up. And then I also found this guy, the Power Girl or Harley Quinn Power Girl crossover.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun one. And then my comic book shop did me solid. Got the Absolute Flash 1 in 25 there.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's sweet.
that's the Lemire homage cover. Okay. And so I kind of mentioned this a few weeks ago that I was going to be like picking up something that I was really excited about from my good friend at the flea market. Um, just out of curiosity, how much are comics at your flea market? These ones were all the ones at the flea market were like 10 bucks, but they were half off this weekend, so they were a couple
Wow.
bucks. I think the Spawn stuff and a couple other things was like 70, but I got like 37 or 35 bucks or something, which was nice. Nice Spawns, have some great Spawn covers. I have 1 to 60. That's like the good run. That's a good chunk of Spawn right there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this is what I really treated myself to for my birthday. I've got a 9.8
Oh,
Children of Adam, number 1 Virgin cover, signed by the woman herself,
no way.
Peach Momoko. There
Is
you
that
go.
your first Peach autograph?
That's my first Peach autograph. Yeah,
Nice. Congratulations, dude.
thank you.
Yeah.
And like Children of Adam, I read the book, super indifferent about it. Uh, so I was like, it was more so like the signature. I just needed that signature.
Sure.
So yeah, so I picked that guy up.
Very nice. Yeah, I saw you tease that.
Yep.
I tried not to put too much thought into it. Yeah, that's sick.
Well, there's only one signature good enough for your boy on his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
I've told it to like 3 people, and I stand by it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I picked all that up this weekend, and then of course we've got your
Oh,
red.
yeah. Dude. Yeah, we got to get these packages to each other. We've been saying that for more than 12 episodes now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Gosh.
No, this is a great book, bud. And now that I actually know like a little bit of the backstory and the history behind it, like I am jealous.
Yeah, yeah, I'm really happy about that one.
The last thing I got that I'm like I'm a little kid about is oh gosh, is I picked up this replica sword from Bleach. So I don't know if you can really see it all there, but yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't really do it justice for
No,
sure.
no. But oh gosh. Not made of metal, by the way. It's not it's a plastic replica, but um nobody's been home for the last few days, so I've been just standing around my living room just swinging it around like
That's awesome.
yeah. So I treated myself very nicely this birthday.
Yeah, you did. That's awesome.
Yeah. Uh
Nice.
Aside from Gambit, Spawn is one of my favorite characters. I mean, Gambit is a great number one.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
he made a name for himself for a reason. Uh and Spawn's a great one to have in the I mean, he's top 5 for me, I think. So,
Yeah.
um did you get any picked up anything anything you want to show off here?
Yeah, quite a bit of stuff.
Okay.
For starters, this morning, had to hit Walmart. Uh, Gosh, it's probably been a couple weeks since I've been, at least a week. But
Is this the picture one of the pictures you sent me?
yeah, so I found some platinums.
Mhm.
We could go ahead and share that. I'll show which one I got.
Okay.
Yeah. So these were actually hidden, um, but I found them, and I bought I bought one, which I'll go ahead and show off.
That's sick.
Yeah. So I had already gotten the red platinum of Rat City Spawn,
Mhm.
but I and my cousin Wicked Witch from the northwest. I traded him the platinum for the regular, um, and then to my surprise,
Mhm.
they got in a whole bunch of Commander Cody's, which I wasn't expecting at all. Yeah, they had about there's probably three on the rack there, plus the one I got, so four. Uh, Really excited about that. I think we had talked about him a
Mhm.
few episodes back, and I had expressed that I had wanted him. Um,
Sorry, I was like, what does Zim mean for $5? And I realized in this picture here they got him you got him set
no,
for
no,
$5.
unfortunately not. They're about 20, 25, 20 more than that, which isn't bad. Um, but anyways, so earlier today, after my morning figure hunt, I met up with a guy who I was buying long boxes from last summer. Um, he acquired a big collection, wasn't into comics. Somehow I got in touch with him, and we kind of just came to an agreement that he was just going to sell them to me little by little, the long boxes. And after I bought about nine off of him, and then we lost touch for about a year, and then out of the blue he called me yesterday and was motivated to start selling me boxes again. So we met up today, and I bought four long boxes from him. Uh, so the first two that I had bought from him last summer uh, had turned out. I took a risk, not a big risk. I'm not paying much for these boxes, and he's happy with the price. But I took a risk in just buying them blind, and they turned out to be really good. So from then on, I've just bought them. Not really, don't look through them till I get home or uh, down the street a little bit, um, which is what happened. I just pulled over like we met up. I got the long boxes. I drove like maybe a mile and pulled over and went through everything. Sometimes the boxes are really good, sometimes they're not great, but it all kind of evens out.
Mm.
Um, anyways, picked up 4 boxes from him today. Sorted through all of it and ended up putting aside about a long box of stuff that I plan to keep and stuff that I plan that's worth selling. The other 3 long boxes I took to the new local shop
Mhm.
and sold to him for, you know, a discounted rate. Stuff he'll put in his dollar bins. Still some pretty good stuff in there. But yeah, I grabbed a handful of highlights. This really isn't even a great representation of what all I got because I got a ton of great stuff. The other thing is, whoever's collection this was, they were in the service of some sort. Because I would say out of what now I've bought 14 boxes from this guy, I
Mhm.
would say 30% of the collection is Mark Jewelers.
And now explain what that means for folks who maybe don't know,
All right,
because
so
I only just learned.
I have one here in this bundle that I was going to show off. So, Mark Jewelers essentially were uh newsstand copies. So older issues. I can't remember when they stopped, but it was like 70s and 80s when they were doing Mark Jewelers, and maybe into the barely into the 90s, but they're basically a newsstand copy of a comic. But and the reason they're so desired is because they're technically a variant, which means they have this insert in the middle of the book, which is an advertisement for jewelry. So
Mm.
guys in the service could purchase jewelry for their wives. Now, the big thing is like they were buying these, maybe while they were on base. Maybe they sold them in the gift shop at like on a aircraft carrier. These books are traveled, these guys bought these and went around to, base to base, maybe overseas, whatever, and um probably took these books with them and held on to them after they were in the service. So yeah, so this was one of the books that I pulled. This is the first team up of She-Hulk and Hulk. Really clean copy from 83,
Oh,
and it's on top of that it's a Mark Jeweler. So um the other thing too is the Mark Jewelers inserts, they are considered a variant and a lower print run basically of that version of the comic.
I
So
was gonna ask, do you have any idea what the ratio would be, or
I
like?
don't, but I wish West Coast Avengers was in here. He is like the Mark Jewelers expert.
Mhm.
But yeah, not very high, I would imagine,
Okay.
Um,
I was just curious because I know nothing about these.
yeah. So yeah, so I would say 30% of the collection, I mean, half of this long box that I kept is Mark Jewelers variants.
Mm.
It's insane. Um, but also really cool. I think the guy whose collection this was must have been stationed in Southern California. He's got a lot of comic book shop stamps
Mm.
on books from that area.
Oh,
So, anyways, couple other highlights. We got Dark Horse Presents 36, which is the first battle of Alien and Predator, and there's 2 covers to that, and both covers were in there.
that's sick.
Really cool. I think I needed one of these. The other I'll sell. This is really cool. There was a pretty sizable run of uh Mark Spector Moon Knight,
Yep.
which I'm really excited about to jump into completing this run. Um I had noticed that, so he kind of tend a lot of the books were bagged and boarded, but then he had like they're not quite top loaders, but they're also not Mylars, but they're in between a Mylar and a top loader as far as thickness goes. And this one was in one of those. And at first glance I was kind of like, that's weird. You know, there's nothing special about this book until I realized
Oh,
that's a Rob Liefeld autograph
ha! No way.
on a newsstand copy of a Rob Liefeld Punisher, Spider-Man, and Moon Knight cover. So the funny thing about this is, last Friday we a bunch of us local comic book guys were at the new shop hunting, not
Mm.
planned, and Mark, who's in here right now, son of Union Gap, pulled a New Mutants Liefeld cover
Yeah.
that was autographed by Liefeld out of like I think it was probably the dollar bin,
Ha!
and the shop owner Oren, God bless him, uh, you know,
Hmm.
honored his price and was super. Not only that, but was like super stoked that that he had found that, which I thought, really cool that he honors the price, and on top of that is, like stoked for my buddy. So I was really jealous. Oh, it was in the $3 bin, but still, come on. I mean, Liefeld commands a premium,
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, really cool. I don't have to be jealous anymore. I got a Rob Liefeld. It's a little subtle, but it's there.
That's
Uh, Really weird. This guy was like, you know, uh, definitely a superhero guy. Like lots of Iron Man, lots of Hulk, you
awesome.
know, just a random issue of Akira,
Oh.
which I love. One of my favorite series out there. Um,
Oh yeah.
uh, Even named my daughter after it. So, uh, he Oren was the one that. So the shop owner was the one that pointed out
Mhm.
the signature, which is again just so cool of him. Great guy. Super happy about that shop. Um First appearance of James Rhodes,
Oh damn.
which is a pretty solid major key
Yeah.
there.
There you go.
Uh Classic battle of Doc Samson and Hulk there. Little minor key action. Now we're getting into some like Herb Trimpe, early Bronze Age Hulk that is just in mint condition, man. I think some of these would have the potential to grade in the 9.0 range, which is just solid.
Oh yeah, that looks fresh, even just over the camera. Mhm.
Classic Abomination Hulk cover here. Yeah, just another one, another earlier issue here, which I'm just like, the condition on this is insane. These are just gonna stay in my PC, because Hulk is a run I'm always kind of chipping away at.
Mhm. Mhm.
A second appearance of Iron Fist, Marvel Premiere number 16.
Oh yeah.
Uh, One of the early first appearance of Spider-Man in the black suit, classic uh, Mignola and Arthur Adams cover,
Mm.
newsstand, and then Defenders number 1 in really great condition.
That's crazy, dude.
And then lastly,
Yep.
uh, actually a book that I kind of overlooked. I didn't overlook it in the sense that I thought it was nothing because I had put it aside in my box. Um, but I didn't check it right away. But it definitely, I recognized it. I just wasn't really sure what it was. And so I finally got around to checking it. And this
Mhm.
is the first appearance of Hellboy, which
That's
is a
crazy.
crazy high value book. It is. I mean,
That's
I
so
would,
unexpected.
huh?
Like, I wouldn't have expected that to be the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. It first appearance of him in black and white. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it. The condition on this book is 9.8 potential, which commands a very high value. But yeah, here he is in his first appearance. I don't know if that's coming through yet.
Damn. No, that looks great. What year? What year is this one?
93. Yeah,
Yeah,
San Diego Comic Con Comics, 1993.
that's
Um, Magnola, Gibbons, John Byrne, Wagner, Arthur Adams, just tons of James O'Barr, just tons of great creators in this book. Um, Man, if I were to sell this, this would literally pay for the whole collection. Anything beyond that would make me my money back. I just don't know if that's what I want to do with it. It's a book that I knew about at times, um, and had interest in it, but the price you have to pay to get one, I just was never really willing to do.
yeah.
So how else will I get one, other than how I did today? So
That's like a
just crazy.
little lottery pool you got there.
Yeah. And that's kind of what this buying this collection has been like. I bought a couple boxes that didn't really have anything and I totally just busted and probably resold the boxes just to try to get some of my money back, but I would say like the first six I bought, I probably kept like half of them. I got so much good stuff in there and yeah, it's fun not knowing what I'm gonna pull out. Originally, I thought that Defenders #1 was like the big book, which it's a decent book, and I have one, so I could sell this and make a little money. I had it took me hours before I realized what that was and what I had. So yeah, crazy. I will take this opportunity to promote my claim sale. I'll probably be doing one on Friday. I got a bunch of new inventory. So check me out. It's Bin Sifter on Instagram. Um, Everything's gonna be priced way lower than fair market value. That's kind of how I do things. Um, I buy I buy bulk stuff. Um, Firstly to fill in my collection and I sell what's left just to kind of try to recoup. I'm not looking to make a profit. If I do, that's nice and everything, but really just looking to get some of my money back and, maybe pay a small price for a book like that to keep in my collection. So, yeah, give me a follow there. Check out my claim sales. I do them the same way Imperial does his. I put them in the stories. You see a book you like, you just type claim and send it to me, and it's yours.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Make sure you follow. I'm following.
yeah.
I mean, I guess I could get some stuff from you, but
Oh, you could.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got sent a few things from our fans here. Our fans, our viewers.
Yeah. I'm gonna step away for one
Yeah,
second.
sure. Uh, this came in from Wicked Witch of PNW. Our find today, a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cereal, I think, or these action figures. Can someone let me know? Because I actually don't know what these are. They kind of look like cereal. I don't know. Uh, I'll have to see if Doc knows.
Oh no, those are figures.
Those are figures. Okay.
Yeah. So the fronts there pop open, and you'll see the figure displayed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, those are great. Oh man. Um, yeah, that Dark Leonardo is sick, and that Shredder is kind of just the traditional Shredder from the animated series.
Yeah, dude, I totally thought that was cereal. I don't know why. It was the giant spoon. I swear. Uh, That's sick. Yeah, if someone can send me a picture of what those look like uh, in the box, I'd be super curious.
Yeah.
And then we got some photos from, I believe
Did
this
you
was
get?
D&T, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, you got his.
yeah. He sent us over a couple shots here. Got one of the
Yeah.
Green Goblin. Oh, he's holding like the little Spidey mask. I like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's sick.
oh gosh, I'm not gonna really do this very well, am I? Spider-Man. I like the lighting on that one. That looks sweet. It's a great figure too. Nice. And then, oh, that's. I haven't had a chance to look at these. I just got sent them not too long ago.
Yeah.
Uh, Doctor Strange wielding like a little fork in the air here. A little clever editing. I don't know how that's done actually, but that's awesome. Thanks for sending those over. And yeah,
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
guys ever feel like sending us stuff, send it to us. We'll talk about it. We'll look at it. I like the
Oh man, Sam sent me some pictures. I
yeah.
totally slacked. Did I send those to you?
I have some of them. Uh, he sent me this picture. I believe a little screenshot from his little
From his haul, yeah.
his hall because he was over at
Yeah, that's the one.
this
Oh
little
man.
slice of heaven.
That's what I said to him. I said, "Where is this heaven?"
Dude,
Yeah,
I said the exact same thing.
that's funny.
Yeah. And he was saying this was a place called, I believe, BMV. I think he said it was.
In Toronto?
Yeah, BMV
Yeah.
Books in Toronto, and he picked up a couple Superman books, some Mister Miracle, some Transformers. And I
Yeah,
was saying,
first Dinobots. That's a really good, really nice book. And then that Miracle, Mr. Miracle is also an awesome book. A nice little haul there.
yeah, no, those are sick. I love that Transformers. I just love the Dinobots. They're great. And I gotta think, man, they are quick. They are quick to send me
Oh
pictures.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Which character is this?
So that's Dark Leonardo. He becomes evil for a period of time. Um, I don't actually know that I remember that in the cartoon. It might have happened, but it definitely happened in the comic books.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other one was the Shredder. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
classic Shredder.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
My only gripe is NECA's just I wish they could come down a little bit on their price point and be a little more competitive with like maybe McFarlane, like a little bit above Legends, but kind of in that McFarlane range because he's kind of getting up there too. Um, they're just too pricey. I want to say they're almost $40, which is just I mean it's
Ooh.
tough.
Sam Rock saying, I didn't own any Mr. Miracle, so I picked that one up. I mean, it- so I've been reading New Gods, obviously reading New Gods, and then I forgot he's in a bunch of like the DC versus vampire stuff right now, too. So
Oh
he's in a couple of things which I'm really enjoying. Wicked Witch of the PNW, 35 bones
yeah, before taxes.
before taxes. So
Yeah,
pesky taxes. Meanwhile, it's like I have my little you can't really see it here, but these little bleach figures, and they're about 90 to 110 bucks a pop. And
yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't even think about it. I was like, yes, please take my money. Um, but that's because I'm a little simpy weeby boy. Um, I posted some because I posted some pictures too. I don't know if you. I'm sure you saw as well. Uh, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to get back into that world of photography, and I gotta say, it's partly because of you guys. I don't know. I feel like I want to put more out. I want to connect more with you guys, so I'm trying to post a little bit more. And I appreciate anyone who's checking that stuff out.
yeah, it's great. I love to see it.
One
Hey,
down.
hey,
That's
Fable Station.
Did you get a chance to read Absolute Green Lantern yet?
I did, yeah. I'm like a little indifferent about it.
Okay.
Kind of felt similar to Flash, where it just kind of didn't really hit. Um, I think we've been really spoiled with Wonder Woman and uh, Martian Manhunter, where they're just really like really off in a different direction. It feels different, you know. Whereas Flash kind of felt flashy, and
Mhm.
I mean, they're switching up of the characters a little bit in Green Lantern, which is, you know, that's fun, but it just doesn't feel too different. I mean, we've got a lot of different Green Lanterns, so this isn't really too far off the beaten path. Uh, what they're doing with Hal is pretty fun. But other than that, yeah, I was underwhelming, I will say, because that was probably the one I was looking forward to the most, being a big Green Lantern fan and all.
So here's a question for you, because this is something I think, because I've never read many. Well, I don't think I've read any Flash books. I don't think I've read any Green Lantern other than the new Green Lantern Dark series, and then obviously I'm familiar with the characters in, they're in the Justice League and other team up stories and whatnot. Um, I've really enjoyed Absolute Green Lantern, and I'm trying to. The question I guess I'm getting at is, do you think the Absolute stuff is maybe like the first three books were to please like comic book readers, and then of course the word got out that like these books were really good, so they decided to do another three, and I feel like those ones kind of hit this more middle ground of like trying to appeal to people who haven't read a Martian Manhunter or Green Lantern or Flash book.
Hmm,
Would you say that's maybe kind of how it feels a little bit?
a little bit, yeah, yeah,
Because when I went into Green Lantern, I wasn't expecting to see that much Hal. I didn't think Hal was going to be prevalent at all.
right.
So I was surprised to see him have a pretty continuous role throughout the first issue. I'm super interested to see what they do with his character. And
Hmm.
then I'm very curious to see what they do with the new character, who I don't even know who that character is. Is this a new Green Lantern altogether? Is this a character? I don't know if I remember seeing a name.
Um, Gosh, I think no, I don't think she was a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but she is a character that has been in Green Lantern comics before.
Shanjuri Mullen, Joel Mullen. I'm just looking. I don't know. I think this is her second appearance.
Yeah, what
Uh,
was she in before?
it was the free comic book day, all in Absolute DC special edition.
Oh, okay. I'm
So
thinking of
she,
something else.
yeah, so she's an original character.
Okay.
Um,
Well, yeah,
so yeah, so she's brand new, which because I didn't know, I wasn't sure. I don't know the Green Lanterns well enough to know. Uh,
which is good. That definitely means they can go somewhere, you know, they can get there for sure. Um yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Hal.
because it's got to be a Black Lantern thing, right?
Well, yeah, I think he's gonna become the Black Hand. So yeah, he'll probably end up being the villain. I mean, right now he's trying not to be, but he is.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, he'll probably. I imagine he'll lean into that eventually and give into it, and that would be fun, you know.
because
But
we've seen
it
Hal be
wouldn't.
the villain
Right,
before.
right. We've already seen him be the villain,
Yeah,
so a very very evil violent villain. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not giving up on it, that's for sure.
what about hold on, one collection down asks, what about the guy with the bowl cut? Guy is referenced in this. Guy Gardner is referenced in this book, but he's not shown. So his bowl cut is not confirmed in the Absolute Universe just yet.
Yeah.
We'll wait for that bowl cut confirmation. Um, I will say, one collection down also said, "I've never read a Green Lantern. I'm getting mixed reviews on Absolute Green Lantern, so I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up."
And here's I wanted to hit on that actually. So like we've said a lot, like we've heard many times people say like I have never read any Wonder Woman, and Absolute Wonder Woman is the first Wonder Woman that they're jumping into, and it's you know, a lot of people are saying that's a great way to get yourself introduced to the character. I don't know that it's too early to say, but I don't know that this is the way someone like Fable would want to get introduced to Green Lantern. I would
Mm,
probably recommend something more like uh the Volume 4 run,
yeah,
which has the Blackest Night in it and all of that. I would probably recommend that. That's probably the best Green Lantern run. I don't know that this is gonna be the the Green Lantern that he wants to jump into, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
and I do think that that's a totally fair point. If you're someone who reads comic books avidly, and you have a really big respect for these characters, uh, you want to get familiar with those kind of stories first. I mean, I've read Blackest Night as well, right? So like, I think that that definitely gives me enough of a background to kind of know some of the aspects that they're kind of teasing in this story. Again, the Black Hand is such a, I mean, it's on the cover of the first issue here is a big old black hand, so it's obvious that we're going to get some version of the Black Hand. Um, so it doesn't hurt to be familiar with some of the some of the Green Lantern bigger plots, maybe.
Yeah,
I know Parallax a little bit, Kyle Rayner's whole story and everything. So it helps to have that information. But if you're also just someone who wants to read a Green Lantern story and you don't really care too much about any of the other things and you just want to just dive into it, I think this is not a bad option.
sure.
Again, the setup was intriguing. You don't really know totally what's going on, uh, but I mean, you do have to have respect for the origin, the original versions of these characters too, right? Okay, lots of stuff to
Yeah,
catch
a
up
lot
here.
of people jumping in here.
Samrock, is Kilowog in the Absolute Green Lantern universe?
Not yet.
Not yet. We did
He's
have.
got to be in some form though.
It's not really even clear what the Green Lantern is yet in the Absolute universe.
Yeah.
It's kind of ambiguous in this first issue.
Yep.
I saw some March sales data from LCS that showed Absolute Books have 6 spots in the top 10 series. Batman Hush 2 was number 1, so DC has 7 of the top sales for March. I,
Wow.
you know,
That's awesome.
I look at my pull list nowadays, and I'm more excited for the DC stuff.
Oh, 100%. That's been me for like the last 2 or 3 years, I think.
Evil Green Ranger saying, "Hey, oh, finger and toes," also popping in.
Evil Green Ranger. That
Evil.
sounds familiar.
I wasn't able to pick up Green Lantern, but I want to get it when I get the chance. I recommend just checking it out. I think it's going to be something that, yeah, you might like it just because it's something different. But if you know Green Lantern, you might want to read some other Green Lantern stuff first.
Yeah.
Um, one collection down, thank God, because I can't start from the Golden Age when he had an actual lantern.
Yeah. The Golden Age stuff is bad. Silver Age is really bad.
uh,
I like it all.
DNT just wrapped up Daredevil Born Again for the ninth season. You're watching Daredevil before you watch us? That's rude.
No kidding. The nerve they had to put that on our night.
Yeah. DNT, we love Kilowog. Yes, we
Yeah.
do. It's me,
Well, and
Tyler, by the way.
he's dead right now, I think. Or maybe not. I don't know. They just started Green Lantern Corps. I haven't jumped into that, but yeah, in the latest run he's not alive, so yeah.
He Kilowog.
I want them to bring him back somehow.
You know a Tyler?
Oh, Tyler, yeah. Yeah. I should have known that. He's the biggest Power Rangers fan.
Oh, there you go.
We got to have him on sometime, actually. He wrote his own Power Ranger story, and we should let him talk about that sometime.
Okay, yeah. Samrock was asking, what do you think of the Mr. Freeze design for Absolute Batman? Haven't seen it. I am still I'm still catching up on that. So last night for my birthday, I said, "Hey, I'm going to start my 28 year on Earth right. I'm going to organize all of the books I need to catch up on, and I've got them all in order now. Everything's nice. I can actually sit down and read a handful of books. So Absolute Batman, all the Absolute stuff I'm going to be catching up on uh, before next week's show. So we'll be able to talk Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
I'll
and
say
whatever.
that I'll do the same, and then I won't.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I'm stuck on Wonder Woman. Unfortunately, I can't. My normal places that I order from, I can't get issues 4 and 5. So I'm only on issue 3, which I'm dying. I'm dying to catch up on that.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it, so I'll probably just order them from somewhere that has them.
At that point, it's. I mean, the other thing too, man. Just let me know if you need me to check my shop for you, because at this point, the package I'm going to be sending you, it can fit a couple more books.
All
So
right, all
you
right,
just let me know if you want me to hunt for some stuff.
yeah.
Um, D&T Collectibles, I heard Absolute Wonder Woman is amazing. It's been a great, it's been a really fun read, at least from where I've been to. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a lot of, it's just simple, just straight to it, doesn't spend too much time dilly dallying, just gives you the plot, some
Yeah.
nice little bit of action.
As far as the multiple the ones we've gotten multiple issues from, yeah, that's my favorite for sure. Martian Manhunter, the best number 1 yet, but we haven't gone anywhere else with it since, so yeah.
Yeah, I read that one as well. Yeah, you guys, you guys were hyping it up last time, and I enjoyed every page of it. Was just fantastic. It
That the end, did you do what it told you to do?
What did it tell me to do?
Oh, you didn't do it.
Oh, should I have held it up to
Did
like a
you not
mirror?
do that?
No, I
Oh,
just
you
like,
got to do that.
okay, I'll go do that one.
Oh man, yeah. I even took the book into work the next day to show my
Yeah,
partner because he's also into comics,
yeah,
and I just love that. He's not really into that, like, different stuff. He likes, his Thor and his Avengers and his cosmic stuff, but
yeah.
I was just like, dude, you got to check out this issue. So, yeah. And
It,
then I think I was showing everybody at the LCS too, pulling off copies off the counter. And what's crazy is there's no absolute anything in our shop, but there's a stack of absolute Martian Manhunters. I'm just like, the disrespect, man.
that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, we've got people talking. I gotta catch up on
Yeah,
some
geez,
more
holy moly.
conversations here. Uh, Evil Green Ranger. There's so many, there's too many I need to catch up on. I'm only up to date on Power Rangers Prime and Magic. If you want to loan me those books for I can. Oh, I guess he's talking to loaning you some books as well for Absolute Wonder Woman.
Mm,
Magic's another one I need to catch up on. I'm really looking forward to reading that now that I have them all, a couple issues together. Same with Psylocke, Laura Kinley Wolverine. Oh my gosh. The art for Absolute Wonder Woman issue 6 is great. Yeah, I've heard they've changed artists after issue 5, I think. So it
oh,
must be
really?
issue 6, yeah.
Hmm.
Which I'm interested to see because I
I
really like
am
their
too.
art, but I'm curious.
I'm not knocking the art, but it's kind of my least favorite part about the book, I will
Okay,
say. Up to where I'm at.
fair enough.
But it's not bad. It's just
That's
it's not my favorite.
it's a little bit simple,
Hmm.
I guess. Yeah. Who's writing Absolute Wonder Woman? One collection down. Kelly Thompson. Uh, Razor Ramon, happy birthday. Thank you.
Hey
Uh,
Razor.
uh, we need some absolute DC action figures. Yes. Please, Mr. Todd
Yeah.
or Mattel, whoever's
We might
doing.
not have time for that. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how how the production portion of the industry works and how quickly they can knock stuff out, but I would trust Todd to do it. There's too much up in the air with the whole Mattel thing, so we'll see.
Bang them out, make that buck while you can, you know?
Yeah.
Um, that would be awesome. D&T. Oh man, Absolute Martian Manhunter was excellent. Everyone should read that book. Yes. Um, yeah, let's go read it.
Yeah.
I could see why Martian Manhunter being I could see it being a little divisive. Oh, you're gonna have to elaborate because I'm curious. It is a bit of a weird book, but it's a good one. Uh D&T, I think I just might wait until the trades for all these absolute titles drop. Yep. I'm super behind on so much stuff. I'm focused on figures, but there's some comics I want to still collect.
Yeah.
Um, there's nothing wrong with getting the trades.
Yeah, that was my initial thought too. But when you consume as much content as I do, like Eric here in the chat and Fable and Nick who we had on last week and so many others and everybody's just ranting and raving about you
Yep.
ranting and raving about Absolute Wonder Woman. I was like, all right, I gotta go get these issues. I need to read this stuff. So yeah. Um
Uh,
yeah.
sorry, have you read New Gods #4 yet?
I don't know. I think I thought I did,
It
and then I
pops off.
flipped. Huh?
It pops off.
Right.
Like the war
Well,
begins. There's a whole war in like one issue, and I'm just like, it just pops off.
right before the show. Where is it?
D&T Comics and Collectibles, man, I really would love to join you guys on the show one day and talk about comics and stuff. You
We'll
know,
get you on.
one of
There's
these,
a long list forming.
I was gonna say it'd be fun if one day we had like little like everyone gets like 15 minutes to
Sure.
like come on and like open lines. I don't know.
Fable gets like 20 people on his show sometimes, so it's
Uh,
just kind of like, maybe by now we are, but I just kind of like want to get used to running the show, but we're deep into this thing now. We could definitely start doing that. Swaggle House does he's another channel, um, much more different than what we do, but he does like what he calls a call-in
mhm. Yep.
show, and he'll put out a link to pretty much anybody, I think, and he'll just bring them on for 15 minutes or so. What's really funny is he'll get people on who will just ramble for like an hour and you could just tell he's like dying inside, but yeah, it'd be fun to do something like that.
Samrock was just asking a quick question. Sloth, what's the comic behind you on the wall with the big DC logo? I've been trying to figure out the whole show. Hey, we're talking about
Yeah.
this one over here. Is this? I guess this would be the one, huh? This is the question.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
this is issue 5 for the question. The
that's
question
awesome.
all along the Watchtower. Yeah, no, this is just a sweet, real vintage. I don't know. It looks like one like the little corner boxes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Eric, you're high on the list, don't worry. He's another one I really want 9 panel on as well.
um, do you guys collect GI Joe figures or comics? You got anything? Yeah.
I do. I have a Cobra Commander, Scarlet, and then yeah, I've got the Marvel Volume 1 run, quite a bit of it. Um, and then the current stuff. Big
Are
G.I.
you
Joe fan.
are you reading the? Because there's more than one GI Joe comic right now, right?
Well, I read all the individual series. Duke, Scarlet, Cobra Commander had his. What was the other one? Oh, I have a Duke figure also. And then I jumped into GI Joe, the series. However, I think I only read issue 1 because my LCS didn't get some of the other more recent issues.
So, but there's like an ongoing that's in like the couple hundred issues,
Oh
and
yeah, the IDW run.
yeah, okay,
No, I'm not doing any of that. There's so much of that. Yeah, 300 some issues.
yeah. Because I was going to say the GI Joe #1 that came out from Image in November, I think it was. Yeah, I have one issue. I have issue 1 of that, and that's just because it was a pretty girl.
Ooh, yeah.
uh,
Jenny cover, huh?
yeah, it was a Jenny cover. It's a foil. No idea who this character is. Uh, I don't even know if I tried reading the GI Joe. I don't know if I even tried reading the issue, but um, if someone knows what character this is, let me know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wanted to get into the GI Joe stuff when it was like with the Transformers and Void Rivals and everything, but I just can't seem to grab me quite
That
enough.
was another that was like a good jumping off point. If you were going to get into it, that was definitely your opportunity.
And I
Why don't we just get Eric, Nine Panel, and Fable on it on the same show? That's what we should do. They're fighting in the chat.
they're fighting in the chat. I was gonna say because the last few guests we've had on the first show of the month. I don't know if we want to make that a thing, or if we want to do it more regularly than that. But
No, I was thinking once a month. Yeah.
so we can let everyone fight for it. Know that it's coming. You still got time. You
Yeah.
got time.
Now having done this for a handful of episodes, I have so much respect for everybody that's been consistently doing this and putting out more than one piece of content a week. Like the when the show's over, I feel like a big weight off my shoulders. I love doing this, and by no means am I ready to stop, but just so much life going on, right? So the show's
Yeah.
over, big weight off my shoulders, and I'm just like, yes, now I've got a week to just focus on everything that I got to do. And then, like that, Tuesday's here, and I'm just like, oh man, like you're sending me link and I don't have a thumbnail ready or a post, and it's just like it's some work, man. It really is. And I've got ideas for more content that I'd like to present for the channel that we'll talk about. Um Nothing live, like some pre-recorded stuff. Um but yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of work. I really respect these guys that, especially like Fable, I know has a family, Eric has a family, like, so I can relate to that. I've got a family and I'm just like, wow, man. The dedication is inspiring for sure.
it it's kind of nice starting with one. I'm glad we didn't go ambitious with like 2 shows a week.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
dude, you were talking like 3 shows a week. I don't even know what you were saying, but I was
yeah,
just like, I didn't even have a response to that when you
yeah,
said that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The hindsight. Yeah. Okay. Back on track here. Sam Rock was asking, is Lex Luthor an absolute Superman or any other main Superman villain shown up yet? Um, Peacemaker, weirdly enough, is in the Superman, absolute Superman stuff right now. And no Lex Luthor yet, as far as I can remember. I think some Brainiac stuff has been teased. I think Brainiac is, yeah, been teased. and then like Lois Lane and her dad are kind of like a little on the bad guy side right now still.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still a few issues behind, so I'll have to catch up. And I don't think Lex has shown up. I haven't heard anything about an absolute Lex showing up. D&T collectibles. Did you guys already show off my pictures I sent in the D&T? Yeah, we
We
did.
did while you were betraying us.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Yeah.
watching the guy who can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next
Yeah.
time, maybe you should be watching us first.
Yeah.
Maybe. uh, but yeah. Oh man, we're already an hour in. Uh,
Were we still jumping into the the last topic we had discussed? Just
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Do you want to? So, should we talk about sponsors first, since we're at the hour mark?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask while it was fresh in my head so I could get the wheels turning up here because I blank and then I look stupid. So yeah.
All right. All right. I've got Imperial pulled up here. You want to do a little spiel?
Yep. So these guys been riding with us since the beginning. They keep the lights on, as we like to say, and cover our StreamYard bill so we can bring this show to you with ease every week.
Hmm.
Again, no new news for him, just a great seller. I personally can vouch for him. Fable. Yeah, great seller on Instagram. Does nightly story claim sales. Great books. I love Knights of the Republic. Every time we do this, I get sidetracked because I just see all this great stuff. See, the thing about him is uh I'll build up a stack and I don't like that stack to exceed 300. So I've built up a stack at 300 and I'm not ready to cash out yet. So I can't watch his stories because
Oh
I'll
yeah.
be tempted to continue adding to it, right? And
Yep.
so then we do this, and now I'm seeing all this stuff for the first time. And I can't claim any of it because I owe him money. Um, so you guys should go claim some of this good stuff because
Yep.
again, just great prices. He prices really fair. He's a well loved member of our great comic book community. He's doing Comic Cons now. He's got a website. Um, and he's just always rotating inventory. He likes to brag in our group chat about uh, you know, his streak of nights in a row that he's put up all new books that we've never seen in the story claims before. And I think his current streak is like 7 or 8 nights in a row that he's done all new inventory, which is, it's fun. As a seller myself, occasionally I know how hard it could be to, like, I think he's posting the maximum amount of stories you could post is 100, so he's posting at least 90 books a night, which is just insane. But yeah, if you check out his website, you'll see the extent of how much product he has. So again, just a great seller. I highly recommend anybody who's actively buying, give them a follow and support him because sometimes, yeah, these people think they got gold when really they just got paper, and they should sell it to us comic book lovers for a fair price, not a crazy overvalued price.
Hmm. Yeah. No, and I mean, he supports us, and we want to support him every way we can. So yeah, go check out their stuff, and $5 for some Spawn books.
Yeah, and I do support him, so I can tell you, I've been buying from him now for probably close to 3 years. He packages really well. His shipping's really fair. I think even at a certain point it's free. I know that when I check out my monthly $300 worth I don't pay anything for shipping, so yeah.
There you go. Samrock. Little segue here. If shipping to Canada wasn't so ridiculous for comics, for stuff I would claim. Uh, Luckily, we have another sponsor who's a good friend of mine personally. They go on eBay as and ho 9743, and they sponsored our giveaway that we did recently, where we gave away a 9.8 facsimile Batman 251. I should remember that. But yeah, we've given that away now, and this was our sponsor, and ho 9743. That reminds me, Sam, if if you want anything from our good friend, our sponsor, let me know because I'd be happy to pack it with your giveaway winnings. If you're inclined, if something catches your eye, um, let me know because we can work it out really easy because I'm sending stuff to you anyways. So yeah, if you guys are in Canada, this is a nice option to find some exclusive, some variants, some modern stuff, a couple older things, but mostly some modern stuff that you can't really have an easy time finding in Canada. So this is a nice option for all of our Canadian friends out there. And make sure you check it out, pick up a couple books, and you'll find something you'll like. You'll find something you'll like. Samrock saying, "Okay, I'll take a look." Yeah, you will. Add a guy. I can go pick it up for you, and we can get it out to you. Um, yeah. So one thing that we kind of had talked a little bit about,
Ooh,
maybe. Oh,
one thing. I'm
yep,
sorry to interrupt.
yep.
Highlight Fables last. One collection down's last. Yeah.
Mm,
Uh, so I got a real special place in my heart for Fable. I discovered his show. I don't know. Probably in the early days of his show. I don't know how long it's been. I'm notoriously really terrible with timelines. Um, but he's an awesome guy. I love the community that he seems to have built. Um, he's had me on his show. He's always shown me a lot of love. Um, and he's really hitting me where it counts right now. Because my favorite stuff is the Dark Horse Star Wars stuff. So I want to talk to Fable after the show. I've got a ton of extra Dark Horse Star Wars stuff. I'm gonna send you some stuff, some mini series, just some stuff to kick it off, to see if you like it before you go out and spend your money on it. Because I've hyped it up, and I know that to some degree I've probably influenced this desire of his. So uh, let me be the one that gets you started on that. That way I can take credit for it when you're the biggest Dark Horse Star Wars fanatic. So I want to talk to him after the show. So
all right.
yeah.
All right. Good thing we got we got that ticked off the list. Uh, we had talked about, and this was something I kind of got the idea from when we were talking with Nick last week. Um, we were talking about like how the New God stuff might tie into like the Absolute Universe, and it was kind of like a fun kind of like little speculation we were doing, and it kind of got me thinking what else would be kind of interesting to see, uh, because we're in this really cool era of comics right now where it feels like Marvel kind of has a nice, well-established jumping off point with the Ultimate Universe again, and DC's got this kind of brand new Absolute Universe. So there's some room for some new bold ideas. Um, and the one we talked about way before we even started recording or ever doing the show was Absolute Watchmen. Uh, this is totally speculation, but that just it, I think that is what the Absolute Universe is. It 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 would just blow it up if we saw Absolute Watchmen. Um, I think Watchmen's been in a weird place, and I respect the original stuff. You know, like that is a holy grail in comics. You know,
Yeah.
I think we can all agree we want to see more of these characters, and the Absolute Universe gives us an opportunity to do that without touching, without disgracing the original works, so to say. Is that something you think would be interesting?
Yeah, that would be fun. I would love to see that more. I would love to see the Absolute with some more like, I don't know if obscure is the right word, but like it's so cliche for us to get something like this
Mhm.
with the big characters. Like Martian Manhunter, I think kind of strays away from that pack. But Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, I mean, that's the top three there. And then you throw in Flash and Green. I mean, they're obviously doing the Justice League, like the original Justice League members, and
Mhm.
I get that. But I'd love to see them shake that up a little bit more. Uh, Swamp Thing,
I was gonna say
uh,
Hellblazer.
Hellblazer.
Absolute
Yeah, I mean, just
Hellblazer.
like
Ooh-wee.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Just shake it up a little bit. Give us something we wouldn't expect, I guess.
Mhm. Oh, Samrock brings up a interesting one. I'd like to see an absolute Green Arrow.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I'm jumping into Green Arrow so much right now. I've got like volume 1 I'm reading, some of the newer or the newest stuff actually, who I think I was inspired by Nine Panel Grid and some of his reviews of the current Green Arrow. So I bought the trades to kind of get me caught up wherever they're at in the 20s maybe or
I was gonna say
like
I don't want to take too much credit too, but when that Green Arrow series first came out, I read the first couple of issues and I definitely bragged to you about how much I was enjoying it as well. Uh,
yeah,
but then I think my comic shop missed issue like 5 or something, and I just had to drop it unfortunately.
yeah,
But
yeah.
mm,
So I'm jumping on that. I'm jumping on that. I don't have the current stuff I don't have yet, but I should be getting it tomorrow and I'll read that immediately. So yeah, I'd like to, I think it's wishful thinking that we'll get that, but yeah, it's a great choice.
I and the thing with the absolute universe, like we've said, is there's a lot of opportunity for just jumping off points. I think you know I the next one has to be absolute Aquaman, right? Which I don't know what they're going to do with that, but that's in my head what the next logical one would be. Especially if they're doing in groups of three, it could be like Aquaman, Green Arrow, and I don't even know who else. Hawkman. That'd be kind of sick, actually.
Yeah, that could be good.
That would be cool. Because I'd like to
Yeah.
get off Earth if we're going to do more absolute stuff. I think that'll be key. Either off Earth or we need a team, like a lineup of characters.
Yeah.
Um, Sounds like you two might need better local shops. Not carrying absolute and missing issues sounds rough out there. That was my old shop. It
Yeah.
was rough.
Yeah. No, my shop is not the best for current stuff. We've hit on that pretty much every episode.
And then usually towards the end of the episode, I'm on my website picking out all the stuff from my comic book shop, so we know how cool my shop is.
Yeah.
Uh, one collection down, absolute Swamp Thing. I'd be interested in. I would be too. And I think Hellblazer would be a really nice sweet spot to have like Zatanna, Swamp Thing,
Yeah.
like even Detective Chimp. Get my little Bobo in there. Uh,
Yeah.
I'd like to see an absolute Nightwing, but I think that's unlikely to happen. I think Snyder, the writer for Absolute Batman, said Dick Grayson's coming this year in Absolute Batman.
Oh wow.
He's going to be showing up in the next little bit. I think that's what the interview said. So we'll be getting Dick Grayson. Don't know if we'll be getting Nightwing right off the bat, but we'll be. I mean, just to see a Robin in that situation too would be really cool.
Yeah.
Um, do you think there's anything Marvel could do to really spice their game up right now?
Well, they're doing the ultimate stuff.
Mm,
but they're not really introducing any new Ultimate. And again, yeah, I think they're trying with the polybagged bloody stuff or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the red band, I believe.
Yeah, the red band stuff, which really isn't even it's not it's not all that great, to be honest.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought into Marvel. They're definitely hurting. Not a ton of great stuff coming out of there. Um,
it does feel like they're using the hype of some of their other non-comic book related stuff. I mean, Marvel Rival
yeah,
cover art. There's a new series for Marvel Rivals, the video game. They got a comic book uh, cover variant covers that are driving up in prices. Um, and, and you're right. Like the Ultimate or not? Yeah, the Ultimate Universe feels very like a jumping off point, but not really anything groundbreaking. Uh, I think Ultimate X Men is probably the closest it gets to being groundbreaking, but even that ends up being like it's the X Men. You know,
yeah,
you know what you're getting into. Um, so you know it's one of these things where it's like, okay, well, what should they just bust out like a new Avengers lineup with But it's like, and this feels like anything they do, it just doesn't really.
yeah. Well, their recent events have just been really lackluster. Again, kind of like touching back on that dollar bin series stuff that I was recommending, like Infinity and Fear itself. Like those events just really hit. Whereas some of the more recent events just really, what was the one we got most recently? Um, the blood
The
was it Blood Hunt?
Blood Hunt, yeah, the
Yeah,
vampire
just
stuff.
really like, yeah, that really fell short.
And it had so much potential. I thought it started off really strong, and then it just kind of.
I mean, I guess we got the Doom branch off from that.
Yeah.
He kept the Sorcerer Supreme. And I guess they're gonna do this Doom event, which I just kind of feel like will probably fall short because that's just been events for the last handful of years now.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. It's ever since. Do you remember Empire? Just Empire. It would
Yeah,
have been like the
yeah,
Fantastic Four kind of one.
yep,
I think it was that, and then it led into King in Black, and then since then, it's just.
yeah. I was gonna say that, but I wasn't. I was trying to think of some events after King and Black. Maybe there was a couple good ones. Fables hitting on Incredible Hulk and Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu. See, uh, so after what was it? Fist of Khonshu followed the Jed McKay run, right?
Fist of Khonshu, I think, is the one that's right now. I think you're thinking
Yeah,
of Vengeance of Moon Knight.
yeah. See, I don't even know. I stopped. I didn't jump into Fist of Khonshu because they had just been doing so much Moon Knight, and again, that's kind of gonna bring me back to my issues with Marvel. Is like
They could
they
have
go
kept.
from, huh?
They could have. It didn't need to. We didn't need number ones and new titles. Like
Yeah, like b- there was like four number ones back to back to back that I'm just like I'm stopping because I don't know I don't know what's following up from the Jed McKay run and what it's going into now, and it's just like it's a bummer to hear that Fist of Khonshu is good because I'd probably agree, but they lost me with that,
it.
honestly, with that shit. Like it's just out of control.
Yeah, because even I'm a big I'm the Moon Knight guy, and
Yeah.
it was a little silly. I'm haven't caught up on Fist of Khonshu, but probably the first three issues I read, enjoyed. It's back to that kind of Jed McKay classic Moon Knight stuff. Um, one collection down, so you're
I
not reading all new Venom.
I do
Go
have
ahead,
an
Sam.
answer to that. So I this was actually kind of cool. Um so last Friday I had a claim sale planned and everything. I had some new inventory for it. And I stopped at my LCS before I went home, and my buddy that runs the shop offered me the secret variant with Mary Jane that caused all kinds of
Mhm.
controversy. He offered it to me for cover price, and I was like, "Why not? You know, let's see. Maybe I could get $10 for it or something." So I snapshotted it and checked out. I knew there was a ton of hype around this, good and bad.
Mhm.
And so I checked it out. It was selling for like $60 on eBay. So I threw it in my claim sale for like $15, and it was the first book to go. I was just like,
That's
wow,
so funny.
that's hilarious. Yeah, I had no intentions of keeping that book, but I wasn't gonna say no. If I did end up keeping it, it was gonna kind of be like a just a piece to have, but yeah, it sold quickly. I was shocked.
Uh, Razor Ramen rebooting series to get a number one has gone out of hand. Even when keeping the same creative team on the comics, they're rebooting to get those number one issue sales
Yeah.
bumps.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's where they lose me because I'm not with
no.
that
And
stuff.
and Jed's original run of Moon Knight was 35 issues long. Like, just just keep it going. Like,
Yeah,
don't
seriously.
just put a little extra title underneath as like this is the little arc or whatever of vengeance or whatever. Yeah, a little silly. I'll have to check out the Incredible Hulk stuff. I haven't checked out Incredible Hulk in a hot minute, since Donny Cates was on the Hulk stuff. Um,
I've been enjoying the Ghost Spider run, the current one.
oh, yeah.
Um, but again, nothing really to, you know.
It's just enjoy. It's just you can kind of just get zone out and read it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, not a ton of substance, just easy fun read, character that I like, but
yeah.
just nothing really hitting in the way that uh some DC stuff is, and other and independent stuff as well.
Exactly, and yeah, I'm just trying. I really would like to figure something out for Marvel. I know it's not my job, but I want Marvel to do something that just gets people really stoked again. I think Ultimate Spider-Man was a great kind of like jumping point for them, and they just kind of lost all that momentum.
Yeah.
Um, and we just need to just I don't know. I think it's partly their creative teams. I think it's a little bit, and Nine Panels bringing up a lot of great points here too. The Storm solo title is flying under the radar. It's sneaky good, like really good. Like I have that series sitting there, and I don't even. I think I've read issue one, and I have all the way up to issue six sitting there.
Yeah.
So to do it justice, I should read a lot more of the Marvel books I have sitting around.
Well, and I don't know who's up on Thor right now, but one thing that I really hate is we'll have, current storylines going, and we're going to have this Doom event that's coming, or did we
It's
already get issue 1?
we're on issue two of One World
Jeez.
Under. Yeah,
Yeah, I need to get up on that. But
I have issue one for you, by the way. Again, remember that
oh,
Magnolia?
that's right, the Magnolia, yeah.
Mhm.
Um but like I don't know if you're familiar with where Thor's at right now and how powerful he is, but it's like we just have to, with this new Doom event, we just have to ignore how powerful Thor is and
Mhm.
how he could just solve any issue like that. It's like, again, I kind of hate that.
Sorry, we're already at it. I didn't realize we're already at an hour and
Oh
25
wow.
minutes here.
Yeah.
Uh, in the background, I'm just gonna be doing my little pre-orders for comics here for anyone
Okay.
who wants to check it out. But
Razor saying something about Fantastic
oh,
Four. North
They're
Star.
rebooting Fantastic Four with Ryan North staying on the book. Each issue is a standalone story, so the issue doesn't even matter.
And I like that too. I
Yeah.
like that. That's like kind of the old way of things, every issue is standalone. You could just jump into, you know, Incredible Hulk or Iron Man, and occasionally you'll get these storylines that go, 2 to 4 issues or whatever, which is fun. But yeah, I'd love something like that for, like, if Moon Knight would have just kind of gone in that direction.
Mhm.
Just, if we ran out of long-term storyline, let's just keep it going and doing, 1 or 2 off issues.
Yeah, just give us a couple, like, almost one shots or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's yeah. That's why it's weird when it feels so disconnected like that, and I
Yeah.
just feel like the direction they're going almost doesn't make sense for us, the reader? I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah. Well, they're going in too many directions.
that's true, yeah. So, I'm trying to get I don't know what's website's glitching here. I don't know how to sign out, but, is there any other, like, books you've been reading, like, the last little while here that's kind of gotten you stoked?
Yeah, well, the few weeks back, I got that pretty much that final issue of Teen Titans Volume 6 run,
Mhm, yeah.
um, that I needed. So I finally jumped into that, and I'm only in 4 issues, and it's just kind of been your, typical cliche startup, just assembling the team, establishing the storyline, and where they're going and why.
Yeah.
Um, so it's been a slow start, but I'm enjoying it. I really I think it's David Nakayama on that series,
Oh, yeah, yeah, little DNA.
which uh is just so pleasing to the eyes.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a fun storyline. What else, man? Holy cow. I read so much this weekend. Now it's all slipping my mind.
I know that feeling, man. I just sat there the other day when I was reorganizing all my stuff, and I was like, "Oh, man, like, I forgot how much of this stuff I have already read," and then all the stuff that I'm like, "Oh, I haven't even looked at this stuff since I picked it up," but,
Rev's in the chat asking what's cliche he just got in. He's probably been watching Daredevil too, like
mm,
a little punk.
mhm,
Uh
mm,
Cliche, just Teen Titans, bunch of emotional teens angry at their moms and dads, especially Robin.
yep.
Hates his grandpa, hates his mom, hates his dad. Dude's just angry.
He's just angry at everything all the
He's
time.
got a sword. They're not a good combination.
Uh, man, I can't believe we're coming up on issue 7 of Absolute Superman as well.
I'll show off a book to Rev though
Yeah.
that I showed off at the beginning, because he's a huge She-Hulk fan. I picked up a collection today, Rev, and it had some pretty sweet minty Bronze Age Hulk in it, and I got the first team up of She-Hulk and Hulk,
Mhm. Mm.
and it's a newsstand copy, but even better than that, came with some bling bling.
That's so sick.
Yeah. So
Man, you just yeah, I can't believe you gotta next time you pull over on the side of the road, you should film film
man,
yourself
it's
going.
funny because I thought about that. I
Yeah,
I wanted to do. There's so much ideas for content that I had.
yeah.
I just get so like anxious when I
Mm,
get, especially when I get these boxes, because I don't really know what's in them.
yeah.
Um, I just forget everything's out the window. I forget to do anything that I thought of. Um, it's not until I'm actually going through it, and if anybody who watched my story today would see, I was posting all the jewelers and the autograph and the big hit and all that. I post all of that in the moment when I'm going through it, but buying collections is kind of a newer thing for me. I just started getting into in the last year or two. You know, certain people will knock it and call you a flipper, but it's just, it just is kind of helpful to be able to invest in something and make a little money off of it. All I'm going to do is turn around and spend that money on more comic books, right? Stuff that I want. And
Yeah.
like I said, the main motivation is to take what I want from it first. Like I said, the first about 4,000 books I bought from this collection, I kept more than half of them. I probably added 2,500 books to my collection and then, just tried to recoup some of my spending on the remainder.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's sometimes that's all you can do, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Razor is asking what the most prized book in your collection is. Well, Pry, that's a tough one. I have books that are probably higher value. Gosh, I don't know. I love too many of them too much. Um,
Hmm. I know that feeling.
one of mine would be my Tomb of Dracula 10, first appearance of Blade. He's one of the first superheroes that I really got into. Um, and I just got a crazy good deal on the book, and it's super, super high grade. So that's one that I probably could never get rid of. I'll be buried with it.
Oof. I've got a
So many
couple.
collectors say they're gonna leave their stuff to their kids.
Mm.
Hell no. Put it in my casket.
Yeah, are you
They
kidding?
get their own collectibles.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'll probably just, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do with all mine. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You gotta think
Problem
about
is my kids aren't gonna want my stuff. I have so many that they're kind of just not really. They don't really care. They're used to it. They have a little interest in it, but overall, it's just like yeah, I don't know, just not into it.
I'm sorry, I was trying to think what my answer to Razor Ramon's question would be. What's the most prized book in your collection? What's the most valuable? The most valuable one in my collection right now, according to cover price at least, is this apparently this Hellions uh, graded copy of this DNA cover, which in fairness I have it. It's also signed by David Nakayama. But apparently this is my most valuable, which is only $109.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
again, I don't have a lot of big expensive books. You can see these are my most expensive. It's like $100, $107, um, 98. So I'm not a big expensive book guy. I just like
Yeah,
I just like my books.
yeah. I've got some very high valued books, but yeah,
I know you do. You're sitting on some. I've got a feeling whenever that Swamp Thing book shows up in my hands, that's probably gonna be my most expensive book.
yeah. That's oh for sure
Yeah,
by triple or
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Um, but like I have Werewolf by Night. 32 First Moon Knight in a 6.5. I think that's probably close to 4 digits, but I also have Silver Surfer 50, the gold with the foil,
Yep.
um, signed by Ron Lim. I
Mm.
that book to me is priceless. I would get rid of the like if I had to get rid of something, it'd be the Werewolf by Night in a heartbeat over that 50 because I just remember, just that experience of meeting my favorite comic book artist and I had a Doctor Doom. It was a hoodie that I made with a design that I made, but it wasn't my artwork. I mashed some stuff together
Mm.
and I took Jack Kirby Doctor Doom
Hmm.
and then I put MF Doom's like graffiti design below the Doctor Doom character
Yeah.
and put that on a sweatshirt. And when I was getting my book signed by Ron Lim, he complimented the sweatshirt
Hmm.
and asked me, where I got that. And I told him that I had made it, and he seemingly was impressed by that. He's probably just being a nice guy. But it was funny because he was right next to Ron Mars, who wrote a lot of that Silver Surfer stuff. So they were like a team.
Hmm.
Um, and I was so starstruck by, and I had planned to get Ron Mars to autograph the same book because he wrote it. So I was gonna get the writer and the artist.
Hmm.
So starstruck by Ron Lim, I completely forgot Ron Mars was right there. I didn't get anything from him. I got like 3 books signed by Ron Lim, and then just like fumbled over some of my words because I was really nervous, and just left. And wasn't until I got home that I remembered I wanted to get some stuff signed by Ron Mars too. He did some Star Wars stuff that I liked that I had brought, and yeah, just and all the experience I have at cons now, I still get the same way. Like I've seen David Mack probably 5, 6 times in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You'd think we'd be getting a little familiar with each other right now. No, and we probably could be if I was more personable, but I'm just a total awkward mess when I see him. So yeah, it's just I don't know. Those guys are like celebrities to me.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say this Moon Knight cover is just personally so valuable to me, uh, because Moon Knight
Yeah,
#1, this series from Jed, uh, just felt like I had been reading comics, buying comics for I don't know, maybe a year and a half, before this book came out, and this just was like, I bought every cover that I could get from my local comic book shop of this book, and then this was the first time I ever ordered like an exclusive cover for any books, and it was this Moon Knight from David Mack.
yeah, that's sick.
So this one is just I have this in like an actual picture frame somewhere,
Yeah,
but yeah, this is just one of those irreplaceable ones. And weirdly enough, this Peach Momoko Star Wars Insider magazine
yeah,
is like I think the first Peach Momoko cover that I like was hunting for because I knew she had just put it out. Um, I had just started reading her, like getting into her stuff, and I mean, we're looking at
that's sick.
February 10th, 2021, so quite a while ago. Um, and it's still like one of my favorite. It's just such a cool gunslinger, and it's something you just don't really see Peach Momoko doing. Is like this kind of very clean looking, traditional looking cover. Um, so yeah, that's another one that in my personal collection, um, just it sits up high. Um, it was just like another beginning, a beginning to a whole rabbit hole for me.
Yeah. In response to Eric, I'll send you. So I don't have the sweatshirt anymore, but I'll send you a picture of the design, and I probably should make more. I've been meaning to actually. Oh wait, no, I do actually. And then yeah, let's see.
Razor
Razor
Ramen.
ramen. Yeah, I try to tell myself all the stuff to make my situations better, and it doesn't work.
Dude, when I met Chip Zdarsky,
I
uh,
remember that.
so because he was at my local comic book shop, which was right across the street from where I worked. So I had brought in to work a huge pile of Chip books, and I was like, okay, there's no way I can bring all of these books to him because that's like a crazy person would do to bring him 20 books.
Yeah,
But I'll bring like 5 of them. So I picked my favorite 5, and we went and I went over on my like lunch break, and I was like sweating because I was so nervous to
yeah,
meet him. And he was just the most normal, relaxed, just like, hey, how's it going kind of dude. Um, and then I even was able to go and like go back to work and grab the rest of my books and go back after my shift. And he was like happy to sign the rest of them. Um,
yeah. I got my signed chip from you. I remember that day. That was an awesome day for you.
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
that's
he
sweet.
toured the country. It was so cool. I think it was his final stop was in Victoria, which is
And
where I
didn't he like sign some books and leave them around the shop for people to find?
yeah. Yeah. He did that multiple times,
Yeah,
at my comic book shop. Yeah, he would just show up and just sign stuff, put it back on the shelf, and,
yeah. That's so cool.
probably people walked home with a signed Chip book and had no idea. Um,
Right.
he's also
Yeah,
a
like
really funny, salesman because he was, like, talking to people like, "Hey, here's my book. It's Batman. Like, check it out." And the guy was
yeah.
like, "My girlfriend won't let me spend $30 on a Batman book." He's like, "Call her. I'll talk to her." Like,
That's great.
dude,
Yeah.
was fun guy. Fun guy. Did you have something else you wanted to share before we wrap her up for the night?
Did I?
Oh, did you?
I don't think so. No,
Oh,
this was a fun show. Pretty
yeah,
just engaging with people and nothing,
just hanging out.
yeah, definitely.
So we like.
Um,
We'll figure out our guests for next month. Apparently, we've got a bit of a lineup. Got to figure out who's first.
yeah, definitely. I think Eric and Fable would be fun. Um, Imperial wants to come on, which I think would be really cool to get him on and let him kind of give his spiel and maybe talk about the dealing side of things.
Oh, I'd be fascinated to hear about that side of the industry 'cause we haven't.
Yeah, it's funny because there's such a I don't know, there's a lot of backlash to people that sell comics, and I'm sure there's certainly some bad dealers out there. But I just uh, I don't know. uh, I don't understand what's wrong with it. Like, we don't hate our LCSs. They're selling comics. They're
Mhm.
pricing.
Yep.
Some
Yep.
people do hate their LCSs, but generally, we love our LCSs, right?
Mhm.
And we want to spend our money with them. I don't understand what's wrong with independent sellers. Um, I don't know. It's a weird topic. We won't jump into that.
Yeah, we'll have Imperial on, and that's a great. We'll
Yeah.
explore all into that. And before we go, I just want to say this sword, the from that I got for my birthday, which was awesome. I was originally going to get on Amazon, shipped in from like you know Asia or somewhere. Uh, Found it on my birthday at my local anime shop.
Oh, really?
Guys, go to your local shops and give them your money.
Yeah.
Don't buy on Amazon. Uh, Hold off. Go check your local shops before you pull the trigger on something on a website, um,
Yeah.
like Amazon. But yeah, support local. Support your comic book guys who are dealing on Instagram. These are local guys too. They're local in your community. It's an online community. It's just as important. Uh,
Yeah.
so thanks, guys. Check out Doctor's got some books coming up on his page, Ben Sifter.
I do. Yeah.
Segue.
Some
Um,
good stuff.
Coming out in the next few days. So yeah, follow us on everything. Comment, like, subscribe every Tuesday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. We'll be here and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. See you
See ya.
guys.
Bye.